What is up, guys? Quantrix02 here with another edition of What's New, and Money in the Bank 2016 just went off the year, and I have to say it was definitely a decent show. Was it the greatest Money in the Bank of all time, like they proclaimed it to be? I don't know if I would go that far, but it was pretty damn good. I give you that. I give them that much. As far as the kickoff show, I didn't watch it because I was out doing Father's Day stuff. So I don't know really what happened. I know there was the match with Breezango and Golden Truth, and they had a sunburn tan on them or something. I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm pretty sure Goldust and R-Truth won that. And then there was also the a match between the Lucha Dragons and the Dudley Boys that I missed. I have no idea who the victor was. Does it really matter? Not really. All right, but let's get to the bread and butter, the main card of the show. The first match of the night was the WWE Tag Team Title Fatal 4-Way match, which included the Tag Team Champs, The New Day, the Vaudevillains, the Bullet Club, and Big Cass and Enzo Amore. This match was pretty decent. It was a good way to get the crowd pumped up. I'm glad they didn't actually start with the Money in the Bank briefcase match, which they do from time to time. I'm happy it was actually the tag match. Get this out the way, get the fans hype. You get Enzo and Cass to open the show, hyping up the crowd with their charismatic asses. The New Day did their thing. The match was pretty good, though. I will give it that. Was it the most amazing Fatal 4-Way tag team match I've ever seen? Probably not. The match was kind of sloppy at times, and at the very end of the match, it was definitely a couple of botches that you could tell. One huge one was at the very end. B. Langston did some kind of awesome sequence where he picked up Carl Anderson from the ground and put him up into the big ending, and I was really hyped for that. I was like, "Oh man, oh, it's so sweet." But it took him like 5 minutes to do it while Luke Gallows was just standing in the ring. I guess Big Cass missed his cue to take out Gallows, and it was just kind of awkward for a couple seconds there, like a good 10 seconds, which was like I know it looked pretty bad. But after Big Cass got in there, he went full force, took out Gallows. Took out I guess the Vaudevillains on the outside. Then the New Day got involved, took out Cass. Big E hit the big ending. 1, 2, 3. The New Day is still your WWE Tag Team Champions. Their reign continues to grow, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna pass Kendrick in London and very very soon. But the match was decent, guys. Definitely, I'll still say it's worth watching, but just note that there's a pretty good amount of botches in that matchup. The next match was a match that I originally thought was on the pre-show, and I think it was, but I guess at the last minute they decided to switch it to the main card, which was okay. And this match was the Lone Wolf, Baron Corbin taking on the show-off Dolph Ziggler, and another match. But I would probably say this is probably was their best match that they've had so far. Seemed like they kind of cared a little bit more because it seems like in the match they had on the pre-show and then whatever match they had on SmackDown or Raw, it just Ziggler wasn't really into it. But this match, I feel like he gave more of an effort in this matchup, and so did Baron Corbin. I mean, Baron Corbin, he's a great talent, and I don't know. I really can't, it's really nothing for me to actually really say about this match. It was a couple good sequences. Baron Corbin was like countering every single move that Ziggler would do. I think he went for that leg drop bulldog, that famous, not the triple bulldog, but the famouser about 20 times, and Corbin countered it like 21 times. It's crazy. But in the end, Ziggler would meet the end of days and submit to the Lone Wolf. 1, 2, 3. Baron Corbin gets that victory, and finally we could put this rivalry to rest because I really don't want to see another Ziggler Corbin match. Nothing against either one of those talents, but together I just don't want to see that match anymore. I've had enough of it. Let it be done. Let Baron Corbin go on to bigger and better things, and I guess Ziggler can go on to put over some other new talent. We'll see. The next match was the women's tag team match between the women's champ Charlotte and her new BFF Dana Brooke taking on the last kicker Becky Lynch and Natalia. This match was decent, I guess. Probably it was basically your normal tag team women's match that you would see on Raw or SmackDown. Um, Nothing really eventful happened in this matchup. It wasn't bad. It wasn't amazing, um, but it was good. The most, I guess, the best thing you could take out of this match was after the match. I guess I should tell you the winner. The winners were Charlotte and Dana Brooke. At the end of the match, Natalia turned heel and attacked Becky Lynch, which I was so happy to see because I'm so tired of just Natalia, goody two shoes Natalia, who's everything has to be so rightful with her. She's such oh man, you can't do this, but you can't. I don't know. She should. I don't know. Charlotte's just been such a whiny, such a whiny freaking chick the last couple of years, and I'm just kind of sick and tired of it. And I've been wanting her to go heel. And with Emma out, this is the perfect time for her to turn, and maybe now she can help get over some babyface talent like Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch, and work with them until they're able to get to the women's championship. So I'm very happy about that. But other than that, this match was decent. I give it 3 out of 5 stars, I guess. I don't know. All right, let's get to the next match. The next match was a match that I also thought was originally on the pre-show, but they like they did with the other match. This match was moved on to the main card, which was Apollo Creed taking on the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. And I have to say, this was a match I was really looking forward to, and I was kind of upset when I found out it was on the pre-show because it was a fresh match. Sheamus is a great worker, and Apollo Crews needed somebody like him to work with, and I was finally happy that Apollo Crews was doing something, and the match was on the pre-show. So I'm happy that it got moved, and this match did not disappoint. These guys worked well together. A lot of awesome in-ring work between these two guys. One awesome spot, Apollo Crews did a belly while on the apron. He belly to belly Sheamus, almost 300-pound Sheamus over the ropes onto the ground, and then proceeded to do a moonsault right after that. This kid is impressive, man. If they don't do something quick with this guy and make him a champion, I don't know what's wrong with the WWE. But in the end, Sheamus would hit a white noise, not a normal white noise, but a white noise from the second rope, and that basically I thought that was basically the end. That was a huge move. But after that, he hit it, went for the cover. Apollo Crews kicked out. Complained about it while he was still sitting on the ground beside Apollo. Apollo went up, got the crucifix cover. 1, 2, 3. Apollo Crews walked out. The winner of this matchup. Awesome match. I would definitely recommend it. It wasn't the greatest match of the night, but it was definitely up there. Really, really good match between these guys. Apollo Crews makes a huge splash, and I believe is it his debut money pay per view match on the card. Let me know in the comments below. I can't quite remember, but it was definitely a good match. Go check it out. Next was the match that everybody was waiting for. The match that WWE said was 15 years in the making, which really doesn't make sense because neither one of these stars was really a big name 15 years ago. But I guess they just wanted to make this match feel bigger than it already was. You guys already know which match I'm talking about. It's John Cena versus AJ Styles for the first time ever. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it was a good match, but I didn't get those goosebumps that I got in 2011 when CM Punk took on John Cena for the WWE Championship. And I know you're probably saying, well, that was a title match. Yeah, it was, but it also was huge. They built it up amazing. It was an amazing story. The crowd was just crazy that night, and that's still my favorite Money in the Bank singles match to date. This match did not get to that standard, but it was definitely good. I'm not gonna crap on it. AJ Styles did his thing. John Cena did his thing. But it started off slow. It wasn't at the very beginning. It was slow, kind of methodical, which isn't bad. But I like when John Cena takes on new guys like this, like the Kevin Owens match, the CM Punk match. It's fast paced, a lot of freaking moves back to back, and this match didn't really do that for me, which I really expected it to. But it did pick up. It did pick up, and there was a lot of awesome spots. A lot of AA counters too. That's one thing they did a lot of, and maybe a lot of little overkill with the AA counters. But it was one point where he went for the he did AJ Styles countered the AA into a lot of cool stuff, including a Pele kick, one into the calf crusher or calf killer, whatever you want to call it. A lot of cool things. But eventually, he would try to get him to AA towards the end of the match. They would knock the ref out, and then AJ Styles would I think he would go for the Styles Clash. He hit it early in the match. He would go for it again. Cena would counter it. He would hit the AA on AJ Styles, but then the club would come out there, attack Cena, hit their tag finisher on John Cena, the Magic Killer, I believe is the name of it, and they leave the ring, and AJ Styles would pin Cena. And I was like, oh, he's gonna kick out. He's gonna kick out because every time Johnson's in a predicament like this, he usually kicks out. But this time there was no kick out. 1, 2, 3. John Cena lost to AJ Styles, and it was because of the club, the Bullet Club. And now we're definitely gonna be seeing a another match between these two as early as Battleground and possibly at SummerSlam too. So I am excited. This match wasn't the greatest for me, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna up the ante in the next match. So I cannot wait for that. But AJ Styles is your winner for this matchup. Next was the United States Championship match between the U.S. champion Rusev taking on his number one contender Titus O'Neil. The Father of the Year having a U.S. title match on Father's Day couldn't get any better than that for Titus O'Neil. After what he's gone through over the last month with the suspension, he comes back, gets a push, gets a match with Rusev, and he gets the accolade. Rusev Crush. He taps out right in front of his family, and the best part of this whole thing is Rusev is such a heel. He gets out of the ring, gets a mic, and says to his kids who were sitting right at ringside that their father is a loser, and laughs in their face. Oh my God, Rusev is such a heel, man, and I just love that. I love when heels do stuff like that. And he basically just embarrassed Titus O'Neil right in front of his kids. I can't believe it, but I'm so happy that Rusev remained the champion, and it didn't just go for the feel good moment for Titus O'Neil. Because I want to see Rusev go on, do bigger and better things, just be a dominant heel, and he is definitely on his way to doing that. Next, in my opinion, was definitely the match of the night, and that is the Money in the Bank ladder match between, let me get all these guys right, make sure I name all of them: Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Dean Ambrose, Cesaro, Del Rio, and Kevin Owens. My goodness, that was one hell of a Money in the Bank ladder match. It's probably one of the best Money in the Bank ladder matches in the last couple of years, and it started off great because not only did was the match great, but the production for this match was great as well. Because before the match, WWE did one hell of a job putting together a video package for this match, and they used to do this a lot back in my favorite years in WWE, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, putting together a video package, getting you pumped for the match. And the music they have for this video package just made it even that much more amazing. But let's just get into the match, man. I can sit here and talk about this match for another 10 minutes, but then this video will be a 40-minute video. So I'm just going to try to get through it as fast as possible. Oh man, there's so many spots in this matchup. Everybody shined. That's one thing. Sometimes in the Money in the Bank, some of the superstars don't get to really shine. But everybody, even Del Rio, who I'm not the biggest fan of, shine. And I had points where I was kind of rooting for Del Rio to win this because he was doing some pretty badass stuff, man. The slamming people with the ladders, a backstabber off the a backstabber while the dude was on the ladder. Oh my God, that's just so many freaking spots. Cesaro, one spot I definitely had to talk about. Cesaro was, I think someone was trying to take Cesaro. I think it was Kevin Owens who was trying to push Cesaro off the ladder. Cesaro jumped off the ladder and then onto the rope, springboard, and hit a springboard European uppercut on Kevin Owens. Oh my God, I marked out so hard for that. That was one of the best spots of the entire match. And it was one point where where the superstars like put the ladders, there was two ladders in the middle of the ring, and then there was two like just wedged up on the outside, and every single person in the matchup climbed the ladder and battled up there. Oh my god, I'm trying to right now trying to think of every single spot I can think of. There's so many guys. This match was absolutely phenomenal. There was one point where Sami Zayn, something hit a Michinoku driver on Kevin Owens. It seems like every single ladder match these two are in, uh, Sami Zayn is killing Kevin Owens. He did a Michinoku driver on a ladder. His back was bent like it was broken. And Kevin Owens just sitting up there like he was freaking dead. It was crazy. And then, trust me, Kevin Owens returned the favor later when he power bombed Sami Zayn on top of one of those wedge ladders. But also, I think it came down to Jericho and I think it was Jericho and Ambrose at the very end. Kevin Owens was involved there too at some point. But Dean Ambrose would capture the Money in the Bank briefcase and become Mr. Money in the Bank. Awesome match, guys. Definitely, if this one match you got to check out, it's got to be that one. That one was amazing. Next was the main event of the evening, the returning Seth Rollins challenging for Roman Reigns WWE World Heavyweight Championship. This match started off also kind of slow, but it was in a good way. I like seeing Roman Reigns be dominant. I don't like seeing when Roman Reigns, he's such a big guy, so I don't like really seeing him take I would quote, the John Cena route, which is he looks like an underdog throughout the whole match and he comes back and wins in a dominant fashion at the end. I like seeing Roman Reigns beat up guys. He's a big guy. He should be beating up his opponents, and that's exactly what he did tonight. He took it to Seth Rollins tonight in this matchup, beat the living hell out of him, talking trash. I like that. If Roman Reigns is going to be heel, at least let him be this Roman Reigns, which was good. A lot of cool sequences in this matchup. It's what you expect from these two. They're two genuine competitors, and people give Roman Reigns a lot of hate, but he definitely holds his side of the match when he's out there. He really does. He really does. He doesn't. He's not carried the entire time like people think he is. He gets better and better every time he's out there, and I can give him that much. But in the end, the ref would get knocked out somehow. Roman Reigns hit the spear, and he thought he would get it. He thought he would have it won right there, but then the ref come back, will wake back up, and he would Seth Rollins would kick out. I think he was set up for another spear, and Seth Rollins would caught him in a spear. I mean, not in a spear, in a pedigree when he was going for the spear, caught him in a pedigree, which is awesome. I thought that was a finish right there. Roman Reigns kicked out. He picked him back up, pedigreed him again. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins reclaimed his championship that he lost when he was injured. And I couldn't believe it. I really thought Roman Reigns was going to go on to SummerSlam and continue to remain champion until that point, but that was not the case. I guess Seth Rollins walked out the champion, and that's what we thought. And just like that, Mr. Money in the Bank, Dean Ambrose decides to walk down to the ring. Well, we thought he was walking down to the ring because his music played. Seth was looking at the ring, and then bam, in a heelish fashion, Dean Ambrose would attack Seth Rollins from behind, give his briefcase to the referee. The bell would ring. He would hit Dirty Deeds, and Dean Ambrose, yes, Dean Ambrose, the man who's been booked in shitty storylines, crappy matches over the last couple of a year or so, been booked terribly, gets his opportunity and becomes the world heavyweight champion. And I could not believe it. I didn't think it was going to happen that soon, but tonight was the night. It's crazy because every single member of the Shield was world champion at some point tonight. It was insane. Oh my goodness. And there you have it, folks. That is your Money in the Bank 2016 review. What a hell of a night. Two champions crowned. And let me not forget this as well. The NBA Finals happened tonight, and LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers won the NBA Finals and won the first championship in Cleveland. And how many long it was? How many years it was? It's crazy how long it was since they won the championship. But it happened tonight. So Ohio walks out with not one, but two championships. The NBA Finals championship as well as the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So you got to think Ohio is celebrating tonight. But guys, this video is running really long, so I'm just gonna cut it off right now. Tell me below what you thought of the Money in the Bank 2016 pay-per-view. Did you like it? Did you love it? Are you happy that Dean Ambrose is champion? Let me know in the comments below. But until then, guys, comment, rate, and subscribe. Stay gold, everybody. Peace.